Do you want to know ways to boost your metabolism? If so, you came to the right place. In today's video, I will be talking about 5 ways to boost your metabolism. Without further ado, let's get started. Hello, my name is Bridget. I'm a family nurse practitioner. As a disclaimer, this channel is for education and not medical advice. I was not blessed with a very fast metabolism. There are certain people that can eat anything they want and they stay skinny. That was never me, has never been me, and will probably never be me. But there are things that you can do to help boost your metabolism. So if you feel like you're doing cardio all the time and the scale just won't budge, then this video is definitely for you. Make sure you stay till the end because the tips get progressively better. First, I always recommend that you schedule your yearly visit with your healthcare provider or make an appointment anytime you feel there's a change in your health. Conditions such as hypothyroidism, which is a sluggish thyroid, or a slow thyroid, that can decrease your metabolism. And hypothyroidism can be detected through lab work, and depending on your labs, it must be corrected with medication. So if you're feeling very fatigued, cold all the time, you've put on a lot of weight, I urge you, please go to your healthcare provider, get your thyroid checked out, because sometimes a low thyroid can get missed, and that does need to be treated as soon as possible. But let's say you've had your blood work checked out, your thyroid is in great function, you don't have hypothyroidism, then let's boost your metabolism. It's always important to rule out medical issues. A little bit of background into what metabolism is. Your basal metabolic rate is your BMR, and it's essentially how many calories you burn at rest. So for example, those people that can eat a lot of food and they never gain weight most likely have a very high basal metabolic rate. Their body burns more calories at rest, and therefore they are able to eat more without gaining weight. I was not blessed with a good metabolism, but there are hacks around this. And as always, make sure you always check with your healthcare provider before following these tips. Tip number 1 is during meals, consume some type of lean protein. When you eat protein, you get a temporary rise in your metabolism by around 15 to 30%. Additionally, protein helps you feel more full and prevents you from overeating. When I'm working and I don't have time to eat, I will use my blender cup and I'll add a scoop of protein, and it helps satisfy my cravings. Orgain is an all-vegan protein. I will put the link below. This protein was actually created by a physician that had cancer, and then after his cancer, he wanted to eat as healthy as possible. So it's an all-vegan protein. I'll put the link below, but it actually tastes good. The fact that it's vegan and it doesn't taste like chalk, because trust me, I've tried so many proteins, and to get an organic protein plus a decent taste is almost impossible. So if you're not vegan, you could opt for a lean grilled chicken breast. As a vegan, I eat vegan alternatives such as gardein or beans, lentils, and sometimes I'll even add edamame to salads. Sometimes there's a lot of criticism between people that are vegans, but then they'll eat like brands like Gardein. But I say, Gardein is non-GMO, and in my opinion, it's still healthier than eating meat anyways. There's not the antibiotics, there's not the hormones, and it's not cholesterol clogging, it's cholesterol free. I feel like vegan alternatives are, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, not medical advice, I feel like vegan alternatives are fine. I've been able to maintain my weight with them. Keep in mind, some of these alternatives may have high sodium content, so just watch the sodium in that. The third tip to boost your metabolism and even to help you lose weight is to ditch the soda and even the sports drinks. And just hang with me here, I'll explain why. So unless you are a marathoner, you're an elite athlete that it is using up all these calories and all these electrolytes, you don't need sports drinks. Many sports drinks are loaded with sugar, they barely have any electrolytes, and if your workout is light, you don't need to replace electrolytes. If you're just walking, by you drinking a sports drink or even a soda, everything that you would have burned, you just drank back, basically. You're better off drinking cold water. Sugar equals calories, and when you drink water, you automatically decrease your calorie intake. Drinking water also boosts your metabolism. Studies have found that drinking 17 ounces of water, which is around 0.5 liters, increases your resting metabolism by 10 to 30% for about an hour. Pro tip, drink cold water for even more calorie burning. This is because by drinking cold water, your body has to work harder to regulate your body temperature back to normal. Also, if you drink water half an hour before eating, this will help you feel more full and eat less. And honestly, many times when we think we're hungry, we're actually just dehydrated. So make sure that if you think you're hungry, you first drink some water, wait at least 10 minutes and see if you still feel hungry. One study found that overweight adults who drank half a liter of water before meals lost 44% more weight than those who didn't. Of course, if you're in any kind of fluid restriction, then of course, please do not do this. Like if you have kidney failure or heart failure, always check with your provider, because a lot of people with heart failure are on fluid restrictions. So this is if you're a healthy individual with no kidney issues, heart issues, etc. The fourth tip is to hit it. So I don't mean to literally hit, but I'm talking about high intensity interval training. I'm sorry to break it to you, but walking alone is not going to help you lose a lot of weight. A lot of times providers will tell patients like, oh, make sure you walk at least 30 minutes a day. But if you're walking and you know you're not even getting your heart rate elevated, that's not doing much. So don't get me wrong, walking is better than not walking any day, but there's a more efficient way to maximize your workouts. So HIIT stands for high intensity interval training, and it's when you work out by using quick but intense bursts of activity. Again, work within your restrictions or work within what you're capable of doing. Don't hurt yourself. HIIT training can help you burn more fat by increasing your metabolic rate even after you finish working out. But please warm up before you do this. I do not want you pulling or straining anything. I am not responsible for any injuries that you may attain. You need to check with your healthcare provider before you do any of this. So an example of HIIT could be using a stationary bike. You would pedal as hard and as fast as possible for 30 seconds. Then you pedal at a slow, easy pace for 2 to 4 minutes. Or after jogging to warm up, you sprint as fast as you can for 15 seconds, then walk or jog at a slow pace for 1 to 2 minutes. A tale of caution, it's very easy to pull your hamstring muscle. If you haven't sprinted in a really long time and you just take off, you could pull that hamstring muscle, and that is very hard to heal and very stubborn muscle to heal. So that being said, when you're first starting, start slow and increase slowly, okay? If you want to try the bike thing, sure, do that. The fifth tip, and possibly my favorite, is lift some weights. Cardio is great for your heart health, but it will take more than cardio to help boost your metabolism. So before I was a nurse practitioner, before I became a nurse, before all that, I was a certified personal trainer through that NASA, which is the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And before I became a personal trainer, I mistakenly thought that if I wanted to lose weight, I would just need to do more cardio, right? That's pretty much what anybody ever talks about, like, oh, do more cardio if you want to lose weight. But cardio is good for your heart, but it doesn't help you boost your basal metabolic rate. And yes, cardio will help you burn calories, but you're only burning calories for that snippet, that moment in time. Well, what about the rest of the day, right? I was so wrong. I can tell you that when I solely did cardio, I barely lost any weight. That all changed when I learned one huge hack to losing weight, and that involved lifting weights. The truth is that muscle burns more calories than fat. So the more muscle mass you have, the higher your metabolism. Men naturally have more muscle mass than women, and this is why they can eat more than us. Research shows that 1 pound of muscle burns 7 to 10 calories per day, while 1 pound of fat burns only 2 to 3 calories. This was according to the American Council on Exercise. Also, as we age, our muscle mass tends to decrease, and lifting weights helps combat that drop in metabolism. If you've never lifted weights, start lightly and slowly build up. Don't overdo it. A small amount of weights goes a long way. Lifting weights has been life-changing for me. It helps keep me toned, and it has helped boost my sluggish metabolism. Currently, as in 2022, how old am I now? I forget my age. I'm 35 years old, and I actually weigh less than what I weighed in high school. Also, find something that you enjoy to do. Running on a treadmill is so boring for me. So now I opt for hot Pilates, which incorporates core training. I do, and that Pilates class I go to also incorporates high interval intensity training and calisthenics, and that helps tone and strengthen. Calisthenics is when you use your own body weight as the weight. I have a very busy life, but I also do try to go to the gym about 2 times a week for weight training. Due to a busy schedule, I will exercise upper body one day and lower body the next time I lift weights. So for example, I will work on triceps, biceps, back, and then when it's leg day, I will do leg presses, I will work out my hamstrings, I will do deadlifts, hamstring curls, all of these things to help tone the lower body. So I do upper body, lower, and then the next time I can make it to the gym, I do lower body. Lastly, I incorporate hot yoga into my workouts, and this helps keep me flexible and injury free. I have an autoimmune condition, so it's very important that I prevent injury and that I stay flexible because I tend to be predisposed to tendon and ligament injuries and inflammation. Question of the day: what tip will you start incorporating to boost your metabolism? Drop a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you turn on that notification bell.